Finally, after 3 attempts, Emmanuel Mwagonah appeared before the Finance Committee chaired by Benjamin Lagat. He had previously refused to appear, fearing for his safety. His petition seeks to have a tribunal formed to investigate the conduct of Edward Ouko, the auditor-general, and have him removed from office. He accuses Ouko of not providing annual reports to Parliament and to the President as is required by the Constitution. He also accuses him of conflict of interest when he hired the same firm that had been hired by Parliament to conduct an audit on his office. He says Ouko has misused public property by giving vehicles assigned to him to his family. He also accuses Ouko of travelling too frequently and has phone bills running into more than 1 million shillings.
There has been quite a bit of single sourcing. There has been quite a bit of direct procurement, even when the rules are very clear that in such instances, direct procurement ought not to be used.
When pressed for evidence, however, he did not have any and said he would provide only some of it later.
I reassure you, Mr. Chair, given reasonable and ample time, and I am not saying within the next 2 hours, I will compile what I can and present it before you. And at that point, I will say, this is for your interrogation.
The committee, however, was divided among party lines on how to proceed with the case.
What mandate do you have to be able to confirm that the Auditor-General has travelled on what is a personal capacity and what is his official capacity?
All we need here as a committee is evidence of these accusations.
Let's avoid the side shows. Let us seek clarifications from the petitioner. Kindly, if you don't have any question to us at this time.
Opposition supporters wanted the petition dismissed for lacking merit, and because in one instance Mwagonah had said that the petition was not his but of a client. However, the petitioner and the rest of the committee wanted him to continue, saying he was not obligated to provide any evidence and that he was the one who had signed the petition.
According to our standing orders, you cannot make an allegation against without allegation, and if you either produce the evidence or you withdraw and apologize. That is what happens. That is the normal practice. How do we now start digging into documents and we are not the ones making allegations? And we are not an investigative authority as Parliament. We don't investigate.
The petitioner would actually have chosen not to appear at all. So that means we would have just used what we have, whether it makes sense. Then the committee will decide whether there are grounds or not.
Mwagonah has been given until tomorrow to provide all the evidence he has. When Ouko was called to respond to the allegations, he also wanted it dismissed immediately, saying it had been brought out of malice.
At peace with this petition. And why am I at peace with this petition? Because I think it's malicious and it's bordering witch hunting. It's bordering witch hunting because of planted things within my office.
His lawyer argued that the petition had been rushed through the clerk's and the speaker's office without due diligence having been followed. In the end, however, he denied all the allegations levelled against him. He says he has always submitted the reports required of him, and on the allegation of conflict of interest, there was not any when he hired the same audit firm that had been hired by Parliament to audit his office.
This is the removal of the Auditor-General, a petition which is incomplete or which hasn't given me any information about what it is about. A petition which came here, and even I was here, you are still asking for documents, and sometimes it's going to print accounts. It's going to print what? To bring here again. And it has been accepted from it. You received it on the 14th. It's done fast-tracked, and it brought to the committee on the 16th. And yet, if you look at the background to all this, it has been everything about Mr. Ouko is being fast-tracked. It was even said even by the DPP. So I beg that really we must give a fair hearing to this very important issue.
The committee has only 3 days to come up with a report on the allegations and should recommend to Parliament by Friday this week whether or not a tribunal will be formed to investigate Ouko. Andrew Ochieng, NTV.